Hello, everyone. Welcome for joining us for the second talk of the Art of Printmaking International. This is a series of 5 talks that aim to present the work and history of 5 printmaking studios based all over the world and connect their respective audiences and networks to each other. This program of talks is part of the Cathamills Then and Now project, which is a heritage project by Edinburgh printmakers, supported by the National Lottery Heritage Fund and made possible by money raised by the National Lottery players. The second talk this evening is given by Kinngait Studio, part of the West Baffin Co-operative in Nunavut, Canada. I have added a few information in the chat, which I'm going to be sending now for you so you can get familiar with their website as well. I'm joined today by my colleague, Jordan McQuaid, who will be our moderator for the evening. Jordan is an artist and printmaker from Dublin, Ireland, and he's the head of studio of Edinburgh Printmakers and was the director of Northern Operations at the West Baffin Eskimo Cooperative in Nunavut, Canada between 2019 and 2022. He has worked in various printmaking studios in Mexico City, London, and Dublin, and founded the printmaking studio Apollo Print in Dublin, and has exhibited his own work in Ireland, UK, and Mexico. Now, before I pass it on to him, I'll just like to ask all attendees if you can please remain muted for the duration of the talk. After the presentation by our speakers, there will be time for questions where you can either use the raise hand option on your screen or wait to be called by Jordan, or type your question in the chat and I will read it out loud to our speakers on your behalf. Also, last thing to note is that this talk is being recorded and will be uploaded to our website, sort of made public afterwards. So if you prefer, not participating, sort of not speaking, you can always use the chat and that will remain anonymous. So thanks, Jordan. I'll leave it with you.
That's great. Thanks a million, Ilaria. Great. So I have the lovely job of introducing Kinngait Studios and some of the wonderful printmakers and artists there who are former colleagues of mine, and we had a little catch up before this, and it was lovely to see them and lovely to see so many names here. So thank you all so much for attending. So I'll start with Kinngait Studios. So in 1959, Kinngait Studios was established through the West Baffin Co-operative Studio and was what was then known as Cape Dorset, Northwestern Territories, now known as Kinngait Nunavut. Every year since then, the studios released a coveted collection of prints. Over the decades, the studio has developed programs for lithography, engraving, etching, and stonecut, a uniquely northern form of relief printmaking inspired by Japanese woodblock printing. Kinngait Studios is known as one of the pillars of contemporary Inuit art and is the longest continuously running printmaking studio in Canada. So I'm going to introduce a few of the faces you'll see later. So Havavau Manumi is master printmaker who's been working in stonecut for over 30 years. He's also an artist in his own right and has exhibited internationally and makes exquisite drawings. Niviaxi Huvianaktuliak is the head lithographer at Kinngait Studios and has been producing some of the studio's most iconic prints for more than 30 years. He began working for the studio in 1990 as a sponger and trainee and continues to advance the lithography department through his dedication to professional development and training to others. Jomi Tapongai currently works for the West Baffin Co-operative as the carving buyer and associate manager of Kinngait Studios. He worked for the co-op from 1982 to 1994 and returned from 2011 to present in his current role. He's always admired the work of local carvers, including his father, and enjoys working with graphic artists and printmakers as well. So those are some of the faces and the people we're going to meet quite soon. So I will pass it, Julie, on to them.
Hello.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Hello, good day, good morning from Cape Dorset, or good afternoon, it's lunchtime. I guess it's evening in Ireland, yeah. Good evening, and good afternoon in Kinngait. Weather here for now is not the best. We have lots of snow coming down, and weather, climate, global warming takes a lot of effect to us, and right now our ice is just forming into ice, and it should be formed by now. I should be out there hunting seals today. I feel like animal advocate sitting in the office. Anyway, welcome to Kinngait Studios. The first room that we're at is our little drawing room, and we invite people, local artists, to come to do their own artwork, and we have a very limited. They have a very limited spaces in their houses to work on a bigger project. So we welcome them to come in to do bigger projects, and we provide all the materials from drawing paper to pencils, pencil crayons, and inks and whatnot. So they are welcome. We're open 9 to 5 Mondays through Friday, and everybody, most are welcome. But we mostly get more like Shibinai Asuna, Kubianaktipulat, and Ningyo TV. Sometimes some good generation come in to do their work, to do their artwork, but they're welcome any time of day. So they're not like staff members. They can come in anytime. Right now we don't have nobody. We're hoping to have Siri night this afternoon. So that's our studio. So this is our little drawing room over here, and over here, and over here we have like I said, we put all the materials. We have a little room here with stuff with art material. So that's where all the art material is coming from. We provide it to our local artists. So that's our little studio here. And over here, in the next room, we have stonecut. Stonecut was introduced to Cape Dorset back in 1959, like George said. It's 65 years. It's the longest running studio in Canada, and Kinngait is considered to be a little capital city of artwork in Canada. So 65 years long, and hopefully my future generations will have another 65 years to work on this studio. So Art of Printmaking back in 1957, 58. Well, there was a local fellow named who used to Ivy, and he had a secret package which was called Player's Belter. And in that secret package, there was a sailorman on top of the corner of the secret package, and local fellow who used to Ivy wondered how that cigarette sailorman got onto cigarette package so many times. So one day he was down at the beach area, and in his pocket he had a little walrus tusk and with the etching on it. And he looked at the walrus tusk on his palm and wondered if he could trust with that image on the walrus tusk to a paper. So he went to see Mr. Houston. James Houston, who is co-founder of West Baffin Co-operative, and they discussed about the walrus tusk, and I guess they communicated somehow because they have their own mother tongue, one being Inuit, one being English. So somehow they communicated. So she said to Mr. Wilson, he asked if he could transfer that image on the walrus tusk on a piece of paper. So they thought about it, they brainstormed, and at that time there was a lack of ink and everything, paper, lack of ink, lack of paper back in 57, 58. So what they did was they mixed chimney chute into water and turn it into ink. And once you turn it into ink, they applied that ink to the walrus tusk. Again, paper was harsh at that time too. So apparently they used toilet paper. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they say. They use toilet paper and apply it against the walrus tusk and gently rub it against the walrus tusk. And once the ink is through the toilet paper, they stick it out and image came off. So right away, Mr. Wilson thought about Japanese style of printmaking. He went to Japan, which is wood cutting, he went to Japan to learn a little bit more about how they make prints on a wood. So he learned, and since we don't have a whole lot of trees up here, they use serpentine back then. And now I have a couple of pieces here. How about right here? Back in 2057, they were using this kind of soapstone, which is serpentine soapstone, which was quarried from a place called Marking Bay. Inuit is called Tachito. It has a lot of minerals on it. It's about 150 miles, 200 miles from here, west coast of Kinngait, and the only time you could quarry this soapstone is between late August, mid-August until early September. So back then, after using this for so many years, maybe back in 1980s, they moved on to another stone, which is a Northern with a. It's also a sort of soapstone, but it's from Quebec. They used this stone for a while, and since soapstone and serpentine has lots of minerals in it, as you could see, when you want to do a nice fine line, it always tended to do a little bit cracking here and there. One time there was a local fellow named who was a printmaker himself too, and he had a pool table, and there was a slate under the pool table. So he figured out that slate. He carved slate for a couple times, but it was too thin. So the carving was too thin. As a former printmaker, he figured that it might be good for stonecut printmaking. So they started using slate in 1980s, mid 1980s, as up to now. Because slate has less minerals in it, and it doesn't keep out as much as like soapstone. It's friendlier and easier to work with. It's pure. It's a little bit of rocks here and there, minerals here and there, but it has less minerals. And when you want to do a nice fine line, it's very friendly very friendly material to use for our work. So back then, again, when they first started, there was hardly any material available to them. So they would be creative by making chisels out of old files. As you can see, this is an old file, and this is the antler. So they made a chisel out of that, and they have different sizes. So this bigger one will be used for making the soapstone smooth and flat, and this soapstone would be more bigger details, and this would be more smaller details. So they have three different sizes of back then. And right now we can Google chisels and order it anywhere in the world, just to have to find it. Again, making a baron out of seal skin that was pretty creative too back then, when you're making to press the ink. And spoon, they use spoon to put the ink. It has horrible name on it. This spoon is over 40 years old. It was used by a printer before him for 25 years. Hubbard used it for 15 years, so this spoon was over 40 years old. Used, it finally gave up a little hole, so we decided to save it. And this spoon has traveled across Canada to museums and galleries for a show. So this is a very expensive spoon. Okay. These are the materials that we did in the past, that they used in the past. And I have Mr. Master Printer Hapwa Manami. Hapwa Manami is a printmaker and a graphic artist. And he's been printmaking for over 30 years. And when he first started working for West Baffin Co-op, he was a sponsor, helper for lithography. And Mr. Manning saw his uniqueness and neatness and his technique skills. So Mr. Manning promoted him to stone cut. So he's been stone cutting for the past 30 years, doing his own work, sometimes other people's work also. Right now, I'm going to do a demonstration. He's going to be doing a demonstration on serpentine silkstone. We use this image every time we get a tourist coming in, cruise coming in. We use this image because it's one of the older rocks that was used when they first started making prints. So it's very useful. It's very dramatic, and people love it. And so how about we'll start green. At first, it's going to use inks. And a long time ago, when the earth was green, before other techniques came over, came up here, this is how they used to print. What they would do is they would put the first color at the bottom, and as you can see, he's putting the first color onto the image, and once that is done, he'll use he'll put another ink on top, and just watch and learn. How about for now? I'm gonna be quiet for now. So how about gonna do his work? Hi.
Can you hold this for a second?
Am I on mute or am I?
No, you're perfect.
All right. As you can see, he's very carefully putting the ink down and make sure it's all even. The ink. He's making sure it evens out. Right now, second color. Long time ago, when the earth was green, right now we use registration, but long time ago they didn't have any registration where to put it, so they used to put it in the right spot all the time. So back then, right now we use registration to make sure when we're using multiple colors, we make sure to put in the right spot again, we have to use registration. Right, long time ago, when they used multiple colors, this is how they used to do it. One color on top of another color. So it sometimes created a very nice texture, and it still does. It still does. But this is a traditional way of printmaking in the two different colors. And if we're gonna use two different colors, we're using one color and use registration and cut off the other area to put another color. So that's a new technique that we use right now.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Right?
Look at that beautiful color.
Yeah, beautiful color. Right here.
Wow, that was nice.
So each time when he puts ink, he take off the excess ink around the image. But when he's printing, he usually have paper around the image just to make sure the ink doesn't go to the inking paper. This is Japanese particle paper that we use. They've been using since 1957, 58.
Một trang cho nghe cái điều này. Nên hàngนี้ก็hàngนี้ตัวนี้ก็hàng này tới có tới sao từ là hàng tiêu. Hàng này cho nên nhau.
Hava is saying that his printing is traditional way. This is how it used to be done. There was never a mark on paper or on the rock. Just put in the right spot all the time. There is no registration. There is no marks where you're going to put the paper. So he's just saying this is how it was done back then. You just put in the same spot and hoping you put in the right spot all the time. Right now he's using the bearing. The bearing that he uses is a wax paper. And like I said, this is the sealskin bearing that they used to use back then. And it's so worn out, so dried up, it's kind of damaged now, but it's antique. How about has a little bit? Like I told you that other spoon that he used was over 40 years old. He started using this spoon on May 25, 2015. So it's almost 10 years old now.
Second school.
Second spoon.
Almost getting home already. Because we are here. Maybe making home someday. Soon.
So Jordan, you're gonna have to send spoon from Ireland.
I'll send you my spoon, yeah.
I think this spoon was stolen from a restaurant by Bell Ritchie.
So the spoon is the family, not me on the spoon. Look at the beautiful. I can see it right away. Emma will lie. Where to go?
Monogram.
Killer television spoon made of wine. Killer, honey, you are killer.
I've always said that when he first started spooning images that you have to have a technique and you have to make sure there's no minerals on top of the rock. So you have to be very careful. So when he first started spooning images that he used to damage them. So you have to learn how to spoon it properly also. It's not just pressing it down, you have to do it nice and neatly and gently and very careful. Make sure you don't damage the paper. So it takes a lot of technique to do it. And also, never mind, he has to do this 65 times. Some odd times when there are multiple colors, let's say there's 5 colors. So let's say he has to do it 300 times to do multiple colors. So it takes a while. It really depending on the image, how long it takes. Sometimes one image can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. Sometimes image can anywhere from 1 month to 3 months. So it really depending on the image how long it takes. So they have to be very careful. So every time Hubbo does that, in order to get the same texture on each print, he has to clean the surface of the stone and to make sure that same texture comes out. So it takes quite a bit of time for them to finish a whole project. So again, Hubbo is just going to reveal what she did.
Good.
Very slowly.
Okay, here comes the thing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, that's a beautiful colors in there.
So yes, so in order to get the same color all the time, he would have to clean this for 65 times, and that's all. After that is done, Hubbo has a little stamp with his Slavic name on it. He will put that after all the prints are dried up, and also we have a little red or orange igloo that is put on prints, our prints each time when it's printed here. This is the little symbol stating that this print was printed in Kinngait. Sometimes we have a printer in Montreal in Studio PM who prints aquatic etching for us, a large one. So he has his own stamp and Co-op has his own stamp. So that's one of the stories. So that's all.
Hey, and we're getting a lot of nice comments here. People are saying it's beautiful and so good. So thank you guys. Thanks, Avavau. Nakut Meek.
One more look.
Hey,
Ooh.
gorgeous.
Yay.
Let's go, Bob. All right. Here we have another room called lithography. Lithography was introduced to Cape Dorset back in 1973. Here in this area, we have a couple of presses that are used for aquatic etching and lithography. Those are we use stonecut, lithography, lithography, stencil, and etching. Those are the 5 techniques, most techniques that we use in printmaking skills. But in the near future, we're hoping to have visiting artists share his techniques and ideas. So we're working on that too. So over here, that's the etching area. Over here we have lithography. Like I said, 1973. These are the 2 manual press that they've been using since 1973. We have a new press here that was donated by Communion. It's a bigger electric press, and they use it for bigger projects. And over here, we have a couple of projects going on. And you can see from right after that, is a master lithographer, and he's been working here since 1980s, 1990. It's 34 years. 34 years now that he's been printmaking, and since maybe actually has more info and know what he's doing, I'm gonna let him talk about lithography, and I'll get back to you when he's done. Thank you. I'm done.
Wait, I'm gonna come closer. Okie dokie.
Yes, you can see it's supposed to be a 2-man job, but mostly right now I'm doing it by myself. We're doing the plate that I wasn't satisfied much, so I asked him to contrast the plate. And we do the plate again, so hopefully it might turn out well and start. I already made some color separation color already by just retouching the area or too light.
Niv, could I ask you who the artist is?
You want to show the color plates?
Yeah, and who the artist is.
It's
Pitsula.
it's a cover and sculpture. It's named Pitsula.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Only two color plates going to be blend roll. Both of them going to be blend roll split.
Oh, nice. Okay, great.
And also, this is going to be my next project. This one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, nice. That's Ulusi.
Yes.
Brilliant. Ah, beautiful. It's great to see Pitsulak still making lots of great drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
The puzzle right now because we're on we're out of developer.
Oh.
So we just wait. And after that, we're going to start shooting the copper plates. Hopefully, go smoothly after that. If not, then we may have to touch all the plates. And also, this is going to be my next project. It's going to be a hoverboard money.
Oh, nice.
I'll show you the Mylar. This is the Mylar. So hopefully all the plates are made and all the gaps are fixed. So hopefully when start putting this is going to have only 4 color plates. I just realized one of them we have to make this color separate them because one of them was supposed to be in gray in a key plate, and we decided to that would be not gray, it would be too black. So we decided to separate into dark gray color.
Nice.
Nice.
So every time I have to change anything, or if I want to change anything, I have to talk to one of the artists or the person who drew it. Then he or she agreed, then I might have to do it. If not, then we try to leave the image original possibly can get it. But sometimes we have talk with the artist and try to fix it slightly better.
Yeah. You don't happen to have that drawing close by, Niv, do you? The original drawing?
Hoverboard drawing?
Yeah, it'd be great to see.
This one, the hoverboard, it's a drawing.
Oh, yeah, great. Oh, cool.
Oh,
so it's like a squid with bird heads and a spearfish. That's brilliant. Wow. Love that. Thank you, Niv. That's going to be a great project.
No problem.
Yeah.
And also, this is going to be my next project. Like I said, I'm waiting for my developer. So it's going to be easy. Just a 2-color key plate and a stencil and a sky.
Okay, great. And who's that? That looks familiar. Who's the artist?
That's the
She's an elder, right?
No, she's my age, year younger than me.
Oh, Lordia. So, yes, of course. Yes, I remember. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to show the finishing the polar bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
That'd be great.
We have some more comments in the chat. They're really all great. Just saying, someone recognized Ulusti, saying she's amazing, and also really liking the texture and colors of the previous print that we saw.
Yeah. And for everyone in the audience, feel free to chip in with some comments, because it's always nice to hear some encouragement when you're working away. I think the guys have frozen there, so we'll just give them a minute to link back in. Thanks, Lenny.
I think they've fallen off the call.
Yeah.
Anna?
Are we?
Hey, we're back.
You're back. We can hear you now.
What was the question for us again?
Well, you were talking about the new studio.
Oh, I'm grateful we're in a new studio, in the old studio. We're buried in a fire marshal hazard area. So in the new building, we're so happy because all the ventilation system is stronger, better, and we're going to do much better to the higher ground. And as you can see some couple of roofing testing plate, because every time we got a plate, we have to expose it anyway, and also we got a new mylar. We may have to expose it playing around the images.
Cool.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Ah.
Should we go gallery?
Oh yes. As you can see, this is our Great Wall, not China.
Getting some prints.
Nice.
Just explain a little. Well, I just want you to explain a little bit about this cultural center. Kinngait Cultural Center was opened back in 2018, and it was built. They started building in 2015-16, and the building cost about $11 million to have it built, and we had to come up with $3 million in order to have it built up. So local people, we ran bingo games and we raised $77,000 towards this building. And all these names that you see, from smaller fonts to bigger fonts, they donate anywhere from $25,000 to $100,000 towards this building. So we came up with $3 million with these people, and government of Canada managed to give us a little bit more money for the building. So that's why we have this new building right now. In the old building, it was cold and outdated, and there was water coming on the floors from the streets. So we're all good. This is our studio. Look, this area is usually run by municipality of Cape Dorset, but they haven't hired anyone in the last couple of years. So we've been using it to show some artwork, and there may be some art workshop here and there, but we try and use it for Cape Dorset artwork. Right now, we have 2024 collection set up right now, and we had a real store earlier last month, and we still have it up. And over here we have a real studio store. We sell from t-shirts to prints and catalogs and calendars, whatnot. So this is what we sell. And in here, this is our real studio also. We use it to display carvings, and sometimes move things around when we want to use it for something else. This is only part of what we have, and there's more stuff that we have. We also have some prints collections over there. Over there, we have a very famous print, Enchanted Owl. This is #1 proof. And apparently there was a purple one that was sold for $300,000 recently. And with taxes and everything included, all added up, it went up to 413,000 or something like that. So it's very, very, very fast. This is #1. So I'm thinking like if that #1, if that purple one was sold for $300,000, I'm thinking this might be worth $500,000 and something like that. So that's where all my payroll is. Yeah. Anyway, that's how it all works out. This is the young Kinngait Studios, who's named after this building, very famous lady. That's the building is named after her. So that's our Cape Dorset Kinngait Studio. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think that's all we have. We want to have a little chat.
Yeah, maybe people have questions.
Maybe in that room. Or,
Yeah, you could sit at that. I put some chairs over there.
okay, all right.
Could sit there. I'm gonna turn the thing around.
Okay.
Great.
Oh,
Are we done?
maybe people have some questions.
Okay.
Great. Jomi, that was great. Thank you very, very much. It was brilliant. Brilliant to see again for me and for all of the new people who haven't had a chance to see it. So that was really brilliant. Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you. That was great.
Yeah, really great. So I guess I before I open up to the floor to see if there's any questions, I'll ask you one if you don't mind. I'm interested to know if you could let people know, how does you said that we're the capital of Inuit art. How many artists do you think are working in the community at the moment?
Right now, graphic wise, graphic artists, they are anywhere from 30 people or less, a little bit less than 30. And carvers, we have about 50 of them, 50 carvers or more.
Yeah. And what's the population of Kinngait at the moment?
Kinngait population is anywhere from 14 to 1,500 people.
Okay. So that's a pretty big portion of the community are making art.
There's not a whole lot of employment opportunities in Kinngait. So most younger generation, they've been living here all their lives, so they don't come on over, guys. Come on over. Most of the younger generation, they live all their life here, so they don't have much places to go to. Or the only way we can get out of this community is by airplane. So most younger generation, they catch up with their art from their siblings or from their parents, because there's not a whole lot of employment opportunity over here in Kinngait.
Okay. So it's quite a big employer. It's a source of income for younger people to make art in the community.
Yes. It's mainly, the artwork is mainly source of income in Kinngait. And like I said, there's not a whole lot of employment opportunities here, and there's no way we can get out of here other than by plane. Maybe if there we have travel opportunities or travel options, like traveling to another community by truck or something like that. Maybe we will have more opportunities to go to work. But since it's so expensive up here, all the way from food to airplane tickets are like, we're not millionaires, but we're the most expensive areas that we live in.
Yeah, because of course importing food and everything up the Nunavut, the cost just goes up astronomically.
Yeah,
which is always a challenge.
It's gonna be costing more because of the stupid president we have who wants to charge 25% more.
Oh no! Oh man! So then, in terms of opportunities for artists to go and visit other communities, other print studios, Do you have many artists who are going abroad at the moment, or printmakers who go abroad?
Well, in Nunavut, there's not a whole lot of print shop. The only place I could think of that can go is Panniktok, and I think they only have a stencil program up there. And there used to be a print shop in Baker Lake, which is now, it has been closed over 30 years or so, or something like that. So since we don't have a whole lot of print shops in Nunavut, and I think this is the only community in Nunavut that has active studio. So the only time they get the chance to go to any studios is when they get invited by a studio down south or something like that.
Yeah, and I asked the question because I think we've got quite a few international print studios on the call here. And obviously you guys have got some incredible artists and printmakers up there. So maybe this could be an opportunity for connections in the future. We shall see. But on that note, I might open up questions to the floor. If anybody's got any questions for Niviaxi, Jomi, or Havaval.
I might ask a question. I also wanted to sort of say, let you all know that in the chat, Spike Print Studio in Bristol has thanked you and said that they loved the demo and what a beautiful space you have over there. And someone else has said they're really wonderful to be able to virtually visit Kinngait. Thank you for this, and also fantastic demonstration. Thank you so much for sharing. So just wanted to pass that on. I had a question that it's about actually the lady you showed the photo in the gallery, and you said the gallery is named after her. I was just wondering if you could tell us more about who she is or who she was.
Well, Renoya is one of the first lady who started making prints and or who started drawing, and I guess when they first started, she had a family. Her family moved into, they lived in Outpost Camp. I think they moved into the Kinngait area back in 1960s, early part of 60s or late part of 50s. So Hinojo was a famous artist who was a graphic artist, and she was also a carver, and she was just promoted, and one of the first ladies who received Order of Canada in Inuit art, and so she's just well-known artist, one of the first artists in Kinngait.
And just recently, another artist was given the Order of Canada. Is that right?
Yes, we recently had Shivine Ashuna. She just recently received Order of Canada, and her grandmother Pichula Ashuna had received one, and her father Kiwa Ashuna had received one. They all have received Academy of Arts in Canadian, and she's the third generation to receive those awards.
Yeah, which is amazing. And for context, for anyone on the call, it's kind of the equivalent of being knighted in the UK. So that's a really big statement. So that's amazing, and a whole generation. And then Jomi, it's interesting you talk about kind of generations. Do you find that a lot of artists inherit their practice or their love of art and art making from their family?
Oh yeah, all the artists that we have now, they inherited from their father or grandfather or their brothers and sisters, because everybody does their artwork here, and everybody gets to watch. There's not a whole lot of houses, and there's lots of people living together, and their houses are small, and we might have 15 people living in a three-bedroom house, and they all might be carvers or artists. So the art is inherited ever since it started.
Yeah, amazing. That's great. I think we have a question there from Raquel Rowe. Go ahead, Raquel. Just unmute yourself. And if you want to introduce yourself when you get the unmute button and ask your question. No, you're still on mute, I'm afraid.
I can read sign languages.
Oh, that's a shame. Wait, maybe Ilaria, as the moderator, are you able to unmute?
No.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
I achieved to do that. Hi, my name is Raquel, and I work in a printing workshop in Germany, in Munich. And I'm a big fan from you, I have to say. It's almost 2 years that I have seen what you've been doing, also through the work of master printmaker Jill Graham, which was working on there, and a program for artists in residency. And I was writing you some time ago to tell you if, because I like a lot the work of Ashunai. And I was also very happy that you, the team from Edinburgh Printmakers, that you are doing that. Thank you very much. I think it's great and very important. So the problem of our program of residencies is that we don't offer like flight tickets, because this is also a private foundation. We don't receive money from the government. But I think there are a lot of possibilities to maybe like join with the project that you already began, and let's think about something, because the government here in Munich normally supports these projects with money. So I will be very interested to do something together, also with Kinngait Studios, also with you, with the people from Edinburgh Printmakers. So let's keep in touch. And thank you. I was having a little bit of problems with the internet connection, so I hope I can see the video again. And also my questions to you is, if you have, maybe you say that, but there is possibility for artists or printmakers to go to Kinngait Studios. I don't know if you said that already, but there is some kind of program that you have, or? Thank you.
Money is always the problem issue, and if there's a good plan, a good proposal between Canada and German government, I think it could be possibility. There has been some Korean and Canadian people that have been working together with the artists in Korea and with the co-op here in Kinngait, and there is a way that that could be planned, and you just need to put piece of paper and put everything together and talk to one another, see how you want to do it. It's just a matter of making a plan how you wanna do it. So if it's a good plan, and if it's a good program that could help our printers here and give you a little bit more help the other printers from around the world, I think there's a chance that that could be arranged or planned and promoted or something like that. So there's a possibility. So there's always funding available, but you have to put the proposal put together properly, and in order to get that funding. And yes, there's a possibility of community aid, having overseas visiting artists to come up here.
Okay.
Germany meet sa Magibi.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Germany meet sa Magibi. Angay na.
1980s. 1980.
And I just wanted to tell that from German that Hababa was in German back in 1980s with his brother to do art show.
There you go. Where in Germany?
I can't remember where, but there was a Mr. I don't think he exists anymore. Joseph Antonis was the art buyer dealer at that time. I don't think he exists anymore.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I should add also, if to Raquel, obviously if Audrey and Cape Dorset are happy with this, we're happy to be the link and to sort of put in touch different studios. There is one question in the chat I'm going to read for you. It comes from Edgelands Gallery. So they say, hello from the Isle of Giga in Scotland, wondering if each of you might have a favorite print from the new 2024 collection you would be happy to share your thoughts on.
Ang pagkilo 2024 may collection may ko ni nang diyan ni pero pa mga pero ko parang naman.
Kasi natin kada tuon ng mata.
How about saying that he doesn't have a favorite image, but they all have some sort of a same reflection or same idea. So he likes
change something like that.
he likes them all. He doesn't have favorite. How about you? You have any favorite?
Usually the one I like, the one I usually printed. More colors involved, I more usually like it. But sometimes I like the other technique because I don't usually do stone cut or etching. So sometimes some of the color they dye, I usually like a lot. It depends the images.
Yeah. Was there any new?
I'm not myself. I just hope everything sells, and I just love them all because sometimes some odd times I might have favorite one, but this year I didn't have any favorite one. But I love them all. I always love them all. I'm always impressed with their artwork, how creative they are, how much time they take to work on them, and how much technique they have, and how much, like, especially in stone cutting when they're doing inking, they have to come up with same texture, and it's very, very hard to do that. And I'm always impressed with Hababo and C and the stone cutters, and also lithographers. They have to have a very, very, very professional registration technique, and they do that here. So I'm always happy with them, with the artists and with the printmakers. I just love their work, and I enjoy working with them, and I enjoy giving information about their artwork to the people around the world. So I just don't have any favorites. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you. And as was said, yeah, very hard to choose because they are all very, very amazing. They're great.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Cool. I'll ask, has anybody else got any other questions for the guys? Maybe I'll ask one. I'm wondering, guys, not to put too negative of a slant on it, but what do you think is the biggest challenge working in a print studio in Nunavut, as opposed to maybe a print studio that's located in the south or in a different part of the world?
Getting stuff down, because it's always hard to get our work down south. It takes time, and weather up here is not always very good, and it's the weather climate, weather permitting all the time when we have a plane landing, and so the biggest challenge to get everything down to our Dorset finance on time. Sometimes they may be sitting in Italy for a couple of weeks, or when we want them down there a week ago. So that's the most challenging thing, is to get things, our work, to get down to the down south, to get it seen down there. Even though we have technology right now, but it's always good to see something in person. So the big challenge is to send out our work to south, and getting it done is not much of a challenging, because we have Hobo and printers who always work hard and in timely fashion. So it's just a matter of transportation is the hardest thing to maintain up here.
And very expensive as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Tommy. Is any other questions from the floor? Anybody got anything? I think then we might conclude it there in a timely just over an hour. So I want to thank you all so much for your time and showing us around. That was
sorry, Jordan. There's one question that's popped up in the chat.
I missed it.
Someone's asking, I'm wondering about the inks you use and what you prefer.
Sorry?
What inks do you use? And if you have any preference on the kind of inks?
For printing the ink, what kind?
What kind?
Mostly we use chemical graphics.
Go.
And also we every got a new ink, we try them out, because we've been using the same ink since we got the opening on the litho.
Yeah. So those are oil based. Panko as well, right? Our chemical graphic. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are really good inks, produce really vibrant colors. And I mean, maybe it didn't quite come across, but it is incredible in lithography, but in stonecut as well. Everything is hand carved, and all of the editions released from Kinngait Studios are an edition of 50, and all are done with the spoon, which, I mean, as you've seen, Havelvau's 40-year-old spoon that had a hole in it. It takes a lot of work to bare a hole into a spoon. So I mean, it's we talk a lot about in printmaking how things are hand done, and I think Kinngait Studios bring that to the next level. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't forget to send Ireland spoon.
I'll send you up an Irish spoon. Yeah.
The good quality.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to send up some deer as well, maybe actually.
I think that is it from the chat. We just have some final comments, just people thanking you all for sharing your studio with us tonight. Lene from the graphic print studio in Denmark is thinking and saying hopefully to see it in real life sometime. And thanks for showing us the studio. And yeah, I echo that. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful to see the facilities inside and get a glimpse, despite being so far away.
We would also like to say thank you for your having interest for Kinngait Studio, and hopefully we get to do this again sometime in the near future. And I hope everyone enjoyed the little presentation and Hobo's little demonstration. And I hope to see you in the near future in Kinngait Studio. There's always cruise ships coming up here, so save your money and bring your visa next time.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Great to see you again.
Thank you, George.
Thank you. Bye. Great to see you. Chat soon. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Great. For anyone who's still here, thanks everyone for coming tonight. Thanks so much, Jordan, for moderating tonight's talk. I'll just do a quick reminder to everyone about the next talks as part of this series. We have on Thursday, 23rd of January, we'll be joined by Powerhouse Arts in New York City. On Instead, the third talk will be given by Fondazione Bisonte in Florence, Italy on Thursday, 27th February. And then the final talk will be given by Spike Print Studio in Bristol, England on the 13th of March. All of the dates are on our website, and the best way to keep up to date is by signing up to our newsletter, which you can also do on our website. So thank you very much.